Okay, somebody had asked me in my video about the Fimco sprayer thing that I had bought, the 15-gallon one, you know, how it was working for me, because they, you know, read a lot of bad reviews on the, I think the Tractor Supply site, or it was one of the other ones about them. And I responded back that I had only used it a little bit, and then I had the issue with my heart surgery, so it had been a while since I had messed with it. I did notice, you know, right before I went in for heart surgery, that it seemed like the flow rate was coming down a little bit. And then, of course, I used it the other day, and it pumped just a little bit and then kind of quit pumping. The pump was running and everything else. So I decided I was going to go ahead and disassemble this thing and see what was going on. Well, so when I took it out of the little trailer where I could sit here and work on it, one of the things, and I don't know if you're going to see this in here, I took this hose off, but it's got an attention checking clean filter often. Well, what they've got here, because I noticed on the tube inside the tank there was no filter, so what I was thinking, you know, is possibly some stuff had gotten picked up in the pump and was keeping it from building up a pressure. And so I was thinking, well, maybe I might have to add some kind of a strainer on there. I still may do that. But inside the hose that comes off the pump, this goes up to the pump and this goes down and screws on to the tank down at the pickup. It's got a screen in there. And this is, I don't know if you can see it, but I've kind of moved it around. It was totally slimed up. So I'm going to clean this out, and then I'm going to put a little water in it, and we're going to see how it works. If not, I'm going to disassemble the pump and figure out where it's clogging up. But this has been I think the main complaint that people have had is that the pumps quit pumping. And it could very well be that the whole problem is that the pump, it does have a screen right here. It's a real fine screen. And so, I mean, this has got like slimed up. So all it's got to do is it gets to where it can't pull stuff through here. So I'm going to probably do this, wash this out, wash that out, and we're going to see if it will spray. We'll try that first before I disassemble. All right. I went up to the hose up there by the house, kind of rinsed out the tank. I back flushed that little hose that I showed you had that filter screen on it that had scum on it, where it scummed up. Cleaned that out. I put the little hose back on that, and I filled the tank up with water and tested it out up there. And I'll show you here. As far as its pumping capabilities, it's back to just like it was when I bought it. So I think that possibly these people that are complaining about the pumps are not aware of that screen. And you know, they just think, well, there's no trash bin in the tank, so there's nothing that could have got clogged up anywhere. The screen didn't show evidence of trash, it was scum. The chemicals that you put in here will eventually, they'll kind of solidify and scum a little bit. So that's basically what it is. You know, it's just, that screen gets scummed up and then it starves the pump. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Now, naturally, you know, this is you know, being an economical sprayer, this wand is not the best in the world, and I may work on that to adjust it to where it sits a little bit closer, it turns off just right. But it'll drip a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and I might have to move the camera. All right, it's pumped up, so I don't know, we're going to get back here and see if you can see this. Hopefully you can. So hopefully you were able to see that on the camera. You know, I'm gonna have to look and see if it showed back there. Let me turn that off. See, this is dripping. There again, probably a little trash in this valve right here. I'll look at that later. I'm not really worried about that. I'm not worried if it does that or not. So I'm going to see if this camera saw that. Yeah, it should have seen. You should have been able to see the string. So that's basically, to me, the whole problem that people have had with these Fimco sprayer tanks has been that screen. Like I said, the pump has come right back up. It's pushing out just as good as it did the day I bought it, the first time I used it. Like I said, the little wand will drip a little bit, but you got your on off, you just turn the pump off. When you're done, and it doesn't make a difference. But if it bothers me too much, I'll pull this apart and clean it, or later may buy a better wand. But right now, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put some more. I went to Tractor Supply and bought another quart of that super weed and grass killer. It works real good. It's slower than Roundup. Roundup, you'll see results relatively quick. This will take a week or two for it to show up, but this thing right here will make, this quart will make 30 gallons, so about half the bottle in each one of these tanks. It brings it down to about maybe $1 a gallon on your spray. It's way cheaper than the Roundup. So I'm gonna mix up some of this and get out there spraying. But that's the resolve of the pump. So I'm gonna say right now, all those people that were complaining about the pump, they never went and checked the darn screen on that pickup tube. The screw's right on the back of the tank under there. I've already just taken off. Comes off the motor real quick if you want to, just a hose clamp. You can rinse the whole thing out with a hose and then put it back on there. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to go ahead and tell everybody else, Fimco tank works great, man.